She's gonna engage the head. We've got adjustment on speed and stuff like that, but overall it works. You are now watching the 2025 season of Farming with Duffy Ag. Welcome back to the channel. We got some moving around. We got to finish up some of this stuff. We got a lot of little projects. Harley's been helping us big time. We did lose the Massey. So Ed came, got it running. He said, I'm going to take it home and it's up for sale. So if somebody wanted the Massey, it's gone now. But if you really wanted it, I can get you in touch with Ed. So we got some overgrown areas out here. Chopper and stuff like that has to move. Well, Chopper's got to move so that we can get the platform head for the combine, because the combine has to get rolling this week. So we're gonna pull it out, run through everything. We got to take the straw chopper off, which means one thing: we are going to do some, well, triticale and rye, I believe, is the two items with it. So moving things around, we'll get it pulled up to the shop, and yeah, gonna be a good day, gonna be a good week. We do have manure that we can move, but we got priorities. Probably finish spraying by the end of the week. So today is Monday, and the nozzle that I broke, that we wrapped up with, I actually have 2 nozzles in the shop. I didn't realize that. So I got more ordered, but they're not here yet, but we got enough to keep going. Yeah, it's just parked in the bushes. I can't believe anybody would park their stuff in the bushes. Everything should be undercover. Someday everything's gonna be undercover. It's just not today. But yeah, old girl still looking good. Tom Lane polished her up last year. She got washed up good. We got to run through service. We got a fan to work on. We got to take, like I said, the straw chopper off, and I think that's it. Honestly, I think we got to grease everything, check it over. We changed the oil, so we're good on that. I do have fuel filters for it. I'm gonna see if I can get up and check the oil right now without falling on my face, but I'm holding the camera, so let me put that down. We do have a spare belt. We got to get new belts, so. Oh yeah, we got to put the AC belt back on. We got to get an AC belt. Yeah, it's gonna be warm, and it's warm in there even in the winter without the AC working. The calves just get warm. Also wanted to make sure there's nothing in the fan, because I have had friends start the combines up, and well, creatures come out of them, and when creatures come out of them, they usually do a lot of destruction. Okay, we'll give her a little start up. Let's see. Do we remember how to run this? So we're in neutral. E-brake is on. Start it up. Well, it fired up, and then it spit and sputter, and I just primed it up, so I think the fuel might have ran back a little bit. So we'll grab the jump pack, but I did realize that mice had chewed through the coolant hose, which is kind of odd. But we will get a new coolant hose that goes into the cab heater. Yeah, freaking mice. So try your best. You put things places, and I know there's always people telling me better ways of doing it. I agree. And storage inside is a big thing. Alrighty, we got her running. Needed some fuel. We did change the fuel filters while we were there, because I said, oh, we'll just mess with that. But sitting on the incline, even though I had a quarter of a tank, it was sucking some air. So we'll get moved over to the shop. Okay, we got the head pulled out, tires filled up. We have these adapters, and what they do is they actually go on to, because these are slip, or yeah, push-pull connectors instead of the chain. So when you go over to the head here, you put these on, or the combine feeder house, you put these on, and then this hooks it to the head in the proper fashion. So they came with the head. We do have, okay, we got this one hose. So I'm trying to figure out exactly, because we need 2 hoses to run something. We need a hose to lift something. We don't have, we might have to, this hose runs the reel, and then, yeah, we got to do some figuring. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on these. We did put washers on them. They had washers on them. I believe I got to switch over from this to this pulley, I believe. And yeah, drum down position for small grains. So we got some adjustment to do. We got a bunch of greasing to do. We do got to take the straw chopper off, but we will pull up and see if we can hook the head on. We'll pull that out of the way, and then we'll see about the hoses. So I know we're using this one. What I don't think we have, and I don't think it's a nice function, but I don't think we have it. What's up, Cherry? She's having a good morning. Well, I guess it's afternoon now almost. So this has an up down. We have the drive motor. It does have has all sorts of new stuff in here, I guess. There's supposed to be a bolt in there. Sure looks like it. Huh, good thing I looked at that. So we have the up down, because that's just one function that goes between all of that, and that's that one on the right side. Then we have the motor, but this is 2 hydraulic hoses, I believe, coming off the unit that actually makes it go in and out, which at the end of the day, it's nice to have that, but as you can see, you can put a pin through anything and lock it. That's what we're gonna do, as long as we have up down, and we have everything else. So yeah, this head's, if you haven't noticed, it's much newer than the combine, so it's got some features that weren't available when this combine was made. Okay, we'll put you guys down there. Take us out of here. E-brake off. It's on there. We're gonna lock it in, do all our stuff. I'll get it backed up some. Okay, got the one hooked up. Everything else is hooked up. The other hookup is over there. Yeah, I believe this is gonna work the way I think it is. I'm not sure. Oh yeah. There we go, we're up, we're down. Probably gonna cycle it all the way through. good. So that's our up and down. Our real speed would be, yeah, when everything's running. Okay, so here's our clutch housing. So you see that bearing was absolutely junk last fall. As we said, it failed. And I wrapped up what I needed to wrap up, but that was it. So at the end of the day, I got two brand new bearing clutch assembly plates. This is absolutely egged out. They didn't have any bearings locally. We'd have to go a little bit of distance away, so I got them ordered online. Worthington Ag, both of these plates and the bearings and a spare belt, 2 spare belts. The belts are half the price of Deere, which is, I'm okay with that. And that should make our fan all good for corn. But we're gonna go rob one of these off an 88 that's sitting, and hopefully the bearing's still somewhat good. And then we can slap this together. That will be good for now for what we're gonna do. We don't need super high speed for the lighter crop. So that's good there. We do have the AC belt and a spare belt. I did get one, but this one looks pretty good. At United waiting for us, so we'll see what our schedule is there. But we're gonna run up to Smith's. They got an 8820, and I'm gonna pop it off and grab that. Well, I figured I'd swing by because we are over here, and as you see, all the grass, some of this stuff's taking a little longer, but the grass is all dying. So beans are showing their way. Got some places that I ran it over. Might have to come back and zig a little zag there because this is where we loaded and the truck was close. But yeah, I am very pleased with how these beans are looking. Grass is all dying. This is all gonna catch up. Look good. Honestly, like, it is looking killer out here now that it's all cleaned up. We are starting to see flowers over here. This stuff was planted a week later than the other side, so this is all seedway beans all through here and over there. I'm very satisfied with them. Well, we got a parts machine here if we need anything. So as you see, the motor's gone. Yep. But I think it's going in a pulling tractor or something. So if we need anything throughout our season, we got it. Actually, that chain looks a lot better than ours. That's still on my list. This one doesn't have a variable on it, like mine. Never knew that. That's what the hose we took off. Somebody had, oh no, it does. Right there, it goes down. So somebody did mine and put a connector piece so that you could run a head with it and change and pick up the head and set it down, which I like. But alrighty, we're gonna go into here. We're gonna take this panel off and see exactly what goes on. Oh, that does look nicer than mine. It's always tough getting the angles of all this, but okay. I did bring a rack, didn't I? Yep. I knew I was thinking. Should have everything I need. Okay. Okay, we got it off. This bearing is okay. It's not great, but we'll get it lubed up. I got more coming. This is a lot better off than I figured, but once they start getting worn, then they're bad. Either way, I didn't get that pin, and I should get that. So I got both halves on their way. Should have done this a while ago, but you know, we're doing other things. So here's the jungle after we sprayed it. It is dying off, and there is corn growing up through it. As I told Jordan Moore, this is like USDA 300 bushel corn. But I lost my foam piece, and I think I remember watching it fall off, and I didn't get it for some reason. But some of this will grow up, and we'll make some silage out of it. Going this way actually looks a whole lot better. It is dying though. It was somewhere out here. We might not find it. The consistency isn't there. Maybe I won't find it. Thought it was right on the end here. Like, that don't look bad for being as late as it is. Yeah, we might not find them. The black foam marker. Thought it hit off this big bush. Which, yeah, that's gonna be good. Maybe it hit off this big bush. Maybe it hit off a different big bush. But this ground will be good to go then for next year. Now that we sprayed it off, and something's gonna grow up through it, we'll take a crop off it, no matter what. So we did have an issue with the planter, and I don't know if you can see it out there, but there's strips where it didn't seed. Yeah, one of the hoppers had some rotten stuff in the bottom at one moment. So next year, good monitor on it. But all of the weeds growing up through is all dying off. So in a week, these will look really, really good. I'm very happy for that. Yeah, and the mustard is all dying off, which that was pretty aggressively yellow. So the fact that that's good now is a whole lot better. Yep, dying. That'll get cleaned up. Okay, we got it back in, and the new one is in much better shape. Well, spare one, but it's loose as can be because everybody gets worked up on that. So once we get it running, we'll actually turn it in. It's in just enough so that the dowel pin's sticking through the other side so we don't snap something off. But what we got to do is get the straw chopper off. So I broke one bolt already. That's loose. That's getting loose. So you got your 5 bolts, I think, 4 or 5 bolts on each side. Unhooked the wiring harness, hooked it into its proper location for storage. We got to get a pallet, and then we'll slide it back, bring the forks over, and we'll get it off. Okay, out of all of them, most of them broke. So we'll replace all the hardware when we put this back on. I take it we're gonna run it in straw or in soybeans. That way we can spread the stubble out a little more. But we will see. So I got to take off the belt, and then this all slides backwards, and right, I think it goes back. Maybe it goes, no, it goes backwards because that bolt touches. So, and we'll grab a pallet. We got pallets here. Grab the 27. We'll be good to go. Okay, straw chopper is ready to come out. Harley's just grabbing the 27. She'll pick this pallet up. I'm gonna get myself turned so she can come straight in from the back, pick it up underneath. We'll see if I can wiggle this back, and we'll go right down on it. Okay, straw chopper is out of there. It looks way different. Yeah, we do got corn cobs in here still. So there's a bolt with a hanging piece up there. I don't really know where. gonna engage the head. We've got adjustment on speed and stuff like that, but overall it works. Okay, everything functions. It's all greased up. We've checked over everything except for the head completely, since we wanted to lift it up. We'll check the wobble box, which I was informed was new, pretty close to either. I think it was new slightly after purchasing this setup. So everything else, I greased that. Once I take those off, I'll grease the ends. Hoses are all good. Belts all got replaced. So we got the coolant line to do up top, and otherwise we got adjustment to do on everything. So, but we should be halfway decent. Alrighty, I am working on here. Just got the cutters. I'm just gonna go back to here, cut that, and go up to there, and then we'll top everything off. Harley, what are you doing down there?
I don't know. I just took this nut off. Okay.
Breather.
Yeah.
So she's checking gearbox oil on, I guess it's considered a wobble box. I don't know any of the terminology on this, and people really get worked up. She's greasing that because there's one grease fitting over there. Oh, there's one above you actually too. See where the big reel goes around right in the middle? There's a grease fitting pointed towards the front. See it?
I don't see it.
So she's gonna do that. I'll do this quick. Yeah, that's gonna be a little warm, and it's leaking out. So I think it's leaking out of the motor because it's not leaking out of up here. Nope, it's leaking out. Don't go in that hole. Oof. Okay. By that. Yeah, we're gonna have to wash this down. Okay. So yeah, that was gonna eventually give us a bad day. But we'll just tighten the clamp back up, call it good. Well, not a bad day, but not a great day. Okay, teaching Harley how to maintain her combine since she runs it more than me nowadays.
Oh, there's the shaft you were talking about.
Well, pull it back out. Let's see if there's any oil on it. There's oil up to there, so that's good. So somebody put, 2 owners ago, put a new wobble box in it. They never ran it, but their neighbor borrowed it or something. So, good work. So you can put the breather back on. I thought there'd be a check plug, but I think it might be on the outside here, and I wasn't going to take the whole panel off to get to it, so at least we know. So you put that on and snug that back up. I'm going to throw all the doors back up since we ran everything out. We got a little bit of build up down here, but it sits down here either way. So everything should be in here. There's one. These just snap back up into place. Okay, other than changing settings, which I got to look through the book and see recommendations on some things, I got to throw that panel back on. We're good to go. So I'm going to take the head back off. I'll grease those when I get it back off, but otherwise everything else is, yeah, in a good place for tomorrow, right? We might put the buggy up, the grain buggy on. We haven't really decided. We don't know what trucks we got or what's going on. We're doing custom combining. Maybe at some point we'll do some rye or wheat or stuff like that for us, but right now we don't have the storage for it. We don't have a market for it, really. You gonna put this on the trailer? We could. Okay, we're good to go. I'm gonna turn the heater temp off because it is warm in here. Well, we better fuel up the big girl. She'll be good for a little bit. Hose reel is gonna come in handy right now. I honestly don't know how we did without one. And it does look a little crooked because somebody did run into it. But the fuel tank didn't get hit. But fueling the combine's a little different than most. It's all the way over here, then up there. And as you can see, we still got some good paint on it, thanks to Tom Lane last year. Buffed it up. The plan is still to do the 46 and probably the Kenworth. So, but he did, like, there's spots like we can get that, or we can get a new of this, and there's spots that are wore. And as you can see right here, the amount of times that this machine got fueled up over its life, but it's still kicking along. So this will be, I was trying to figure out, over 35 years of harvesting. I take it probably ran every year. It ran right up until I bought it. So what were they, 88s for the last year of 8820s, and then 89s they switched. I was trying to do some figuring earlier, but I couldn't find anything on the VIN lookup as far as what year it is. But this is a Titan 2, so not a yellow top, so extra horsepower, and you can kind of see yourself in some of it. So that's original paint. It buffed up good. We do gotta, at some point, we gotta get rid of the rice and canes. They do good in the mud, but they're bad down the road, I will tell you that. There is a set of tracks, and I'm hoping we don't need a set of tracks for this fall, but there is a set of tracks. Honestly, we need a square body pickup truck for our farm beater, and we will be pretty well set up for the 80s. We'd be a BTO in the 80s, but I guess we'll use this thing. We'll get it hooked up. We'll get some things moved around tomorrow morning, and we're gonna give it a go. We do not have the AC belt on. We do have to go to United to get that, so we might end up getting that because it will get hot in the cab in the sunlight. But you know, creature comforts. And honestly, once I get rolling, I think I got Harley for a day and a half before she's got to go back to work and do things. And yeah, she might run the combine, I might run that, I might go spray some more. We got to see what exactly goes on, but we will get this rolling tomorrow, and we're gonna, hopefully this all holds together and it's a good unit and we made out okay on it. If not, some days you win some days you lose some. But I'm gonna mow the lawn, and Harley is making dinner. This is living. I got a good life. Cherry was out on this upper pasture, so we got to move the animals around. We still got to spray this upper field. Yeah, we got 45 acres left to spray. I did mess up in my video, and a half gallon is 64 ounces, but I said a gallon, and a lot of people told me I don't know how to do math. It's okay. Here I am. But yeah, oh, on a side note, since I'm over here, so we made the raised beds a little bit. We got 2 things of watermelon, a thing of squash, and cantaloupe, I think is what it is. Somebody pointed out telephone poles aren't the best thing. We made it this far in life, but they're growing. Harley ended up putting black mulch down, so it looks phenomenal. It's out of the way. It's good use of this area that we don't do anything. We got our tillage equipment all lined up still that has to get washed and put away once we catch up. But appreciate you guys watching. I'm excited to have the 8820 out in the summer and see what she can do. This is going to be a big indicator because we are going to go into soybeans before we are going to go into corn. So once we get this dialed in, figured out, everything functioning the way it is, we'll be in a good place to go right into soybeans. Yeah, our corn at some point is going to be done, but there's people in worse spots. So we're not in the worst spot, but we're not in a great spot. Welcome to the Northeast this year. At least our weather's being consistent. We're not getting the 4 inches of rain or 7.5 inches of rain, stuff like that. So at the end of the day, we need heat, and we'll make a crop out of it. But see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.